Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Olivia O'Brien, and that's Empty. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So going into this track, I can't say I've heard anything by Olivia O'Brien, and also I must admit, I can't say I've even heard her name mentioned over here in the UK. I know she's a quickly emerging talent from the US who a lot of people are talking about at the moment in forums, etc, etc, so I thought I'd give her latest track just a little listen. Shall we see what I thought of it? Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me really, as there are a lot of great elements here in this track, and some which are just flat out bad, or just plain uncomfortable I actually sort of felt in some moments. It's a strange one because the potential for the artist is so obvious to hear and see, since she definitely has that star quality swagger to her and her music, but it's also obvious here that she isn't quite the finished product yet. A lot of it comes down to the pandering lyrical content and her vocal performance in general. It just didn't quite add up to me. Production-wise, I will say that this track is pretty darn well produced. Everything is wholesome and enjoyable, sounding deep and well layered. The texture in general is just really smooth, satisfying and relaxing too. The low end is covered well by this unusually tonal sub-bass, which adds both impact and consistency to the pulse of the track in the low end. I also thought the piano, though very faint in certain sections, which I don't necessarily agree with, did sound incredibly organic and succulent. I'm so used to hearing the percussive nature of pianos being stripped away by producers, but here we got something much more realistic and raw, an approach I have to, praise because I've been harking on about this for a little while now. I also thought the vocals were mixed very well, sounding organic as well as just plain clean. There really isn't much I can fault with the production here, apart from perhaps a strange harmony in the chorus. I mean, I couldn't tell whether it was like an immensely pitch corrected harmony playing faintly over a couple of syllables here and there, or whether it was actually just synth, but it was just a tad unnecessary. A very strange choice in my opinion. When it comes to the musicality of the track, I like the instrumentals a lot. I like some, but definitely not all, the concepts that were being explored lyrically, and I did like some moments more than others perhaps. Starting with the instrumentals, I thought the progressions were catchy, well mixed, and presented a ton of personality and character. I'm so used to hearing very dry and functional instrumentals in urban music today, but this is definitely a huge step up from that. My problems are really based around Olivia herself and some very weak songwriting decisions. The vocal melody in the verses is flat out awful in my opinion, sounding monotonous and way too syllabically safe. The performance never really builds either, and we don't really get much in the terms of like variation and adventure really. It's very, very plain, and it stuck out much more than you'd expect since it was placed over a very competent instrumental track which I really enjoyed. Lyrically, the song is really hit or miss for me. There are a couple of lines which I did like and were thought-provoking and relatable, but then there were some which were so forced and unrealistic that it did make me wince. I mean, the girl is 17, expressing her thoughts about depression, which is a bold move, and it did work really well at times, but it also divulged into stupid concepts that are rather cliche too. She often comes across as much older, talking about popping pills, drinking herself to sleep, and all this fake nonsense which is just completely insincere. Like, I could possibly understand it a little bit more over here in the UK, since the legal drinking age is a good 3 years ahead of you Americans, but over there it's it doesn't really add up to me. So all in all, there is a decent track in here, handicapped by a very unenthusiastic vocal performance and a lot of wasteful lyrics. So I gave it a G rating of 5.5 out of 10, which is ever so slightly above average. If you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.